Alrighty, YouTube, I hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome to another trade recap. It is Wednesday, the 5th of July, 2023. And for those that are the first time on my channel, my name is Nick. I am a day trader. I trade the 5-minute chart, London session, and I trade everything from forex to commodities, indices. Whenever I see a play lining up that matches my playbook, I am executing and I'm there. I do trade price action only. I don't use any indicators except these two smooth moving averages, and that's it. So for those that have watched my previous recaps, they see that I like to trade the NAS 100 and the US 30 a lot. I like to really trade the indices, almost a bit more than I like to trade forex, but we're not picky. We take whatever there is. Now today, let me quickly show you what we had on NAS 100. Now on NAS 100, in fact on all the indices, German 30, UK 100, US 30, NAS 100, all of them broke out very early. And just for simplification, and for those that are the first time on the channel, this blue overlay which you can see is the Asia session, and the purple overlay is the London session. So I trade during the purple overlay. But what we could see was that in the Asia session, about, let's say, 3/4 through, the price broke out very aggressive, like extremely aggressive, and it made a huge move already very early on. And on these kind of days, they are rare, they don't happen every single day, but whenever these days happen and whenever these situations occur, I am very careful with trading that day, because on one side you do not want to trade against this huge breakout. You don't want to go against the trend maybe, but at the same time you also have to be very careful with the continuation, because the big boys, the big banks, the big institutions who move these markets, they like to stop retailers out in situations like that. Additionally, also I see, for example, that on the 1 hour we are somewhat still at a key level. We are at the swing low over here. We are at the moving average, which seems to be rejected at this point in time, right? So there might still be some room to the upside. So it's a tough spot. It's a tough spot, I personally feel, to decide right off the bat in which direction the market goes. But that's not bad, because you as a day trader, or as a trader in general, we have to realize that we don't have to trade every single day, right? If we don't see the setup, we don't trade it, right? Find joy in not taking trades, in identifying something as not a playbook setup, as not a good setup, a triple A setup, an A-rated setup, and just leave that market alone, right? There is plenty of other markets you can see here on the right. There's plenty of other markets that might be interesting on that specific day. So yeah, that being said, I found my market over here on USD Swiss franc today, and I think it was a very interesting setup. So let me quickly do the pre-market analysis together with you guys, so you can see how I came up with this trade idea. Over here, we start in the Asia session and we look for the swing highs, swing lows. We look what the market has done. We look at what the market has done. Obviously, I can identify over here this nice swing low, this structural point. I always take the wick, the end of the wick, and the body. Then I can see the same over here to the top also. Oops, sorry. Yes, over here to the top. But instead of this top, I would rather take over here this low. I would rather take this over here, because this acted as a nice support as we got close to the London session, plus it lines up more or less with this top over here. So I feel more comfortable using that. Again, body and wick. Then of course to the upside, I see this over here, this small body wick situation. Here you can also just use the wick or the body only, no need for two lines. I like to have two lines, but whatever it is. And then lastly over here, this lonely swing high, I like to use a different color, this green for now, and just draw a line, because these lonely swing highs to the left, whether it be the daily or the 1 hour, they are very important to monitor, because at times they're very dangerous. That's where price can reverse very strongly or do all kinds of shenanigans. So when we had the open over here, it was very interesting, because we had this nice little trend line break and the market rushed sprinted, raced to the downside with tons of volume, tons of momentum. And that's why I found this trade so interesting, and why it's worth to quickly dissect it and to even make a full video about it. I want you to look at the candlesticks. So on the traditional candlestick charts, these might be red. On mine chart, they're blue, just because I like to change the colors from a psychological perspective. I like to see blue instead of red. So you can see that the price rushes to the downside, very aggressive. And imagine a sports car. The sports car is accelerating, whether it be Ferrari, Lamborghini, McLaren, whatever it is accelerating, getting stronger, breaking through everything, breaking the speed limit. Look at this huge momentum candle coming down into this support area over here. And then it hits the brick wall, it hits the support area. And all this momentum suddenly stops. It just stops. And what do we get next? Instead of another momentum candle, instead of keep on going, the car hits that wall and we get a small candlestick in the opposite direction, followed by another candlestick in the opposite direction. Now just keep visualizing that car. Now here it looks like the car is reversing and trying to break again through this support level, but it can't. It simply can't. Okay? And this analogy, so to speak, is very important for us to understand, because you see from a psychological perspective, the momentum comes strong, stops, full on stops. And now let's look at the candlesticks. We have a nice, somewhat full solid candlestick over here, a nice hammer candlestick over here. Now, just bear in mind, for a lot of retail traders that maybe are not that skilled at this point in time, they would maybe look at this as a long trade. Right? They say, okay, this is a rejection of this level. Let's go long. Let's put my stop loss here somewhere or whatever. Now what happens is the following. Everybody who went long over here, boom, gets stopped out with this candle, right? You see this candle fakes to the upside, boom, slams down, more or less stopping everybody out who went long over here. Then the next step. Again, for the retail traders, this gives the illusion of price actually continuing the momentum, because look at this big candle, like big engulf candle. So people might think, okay, the price keeps on going to the downside, without thinking that they might be shorting or might be opening a position into this brick wall. We are still in this brick wall, or at this brick wall, right? And you see now what happens next. Price quickly goes below it and boom, turns around. And look how it turns around. It turns around in a nice doji candle with a green/white body on my chart. And this was for me the entry confirmation. So as soon as this doji broke to the upside, I was in the market, put my stop loss right below it, didn't play any games, and I took my trade to exactly this level over here, to this middle band over here. Now from a confluence perspective, what do we have? And let me lay it out. We have, first of all, huge momentum coming into this brick wall, and the momentum just stops, gives us some sort of a double bottom. Let me write that down. So we have some sort of a double bottom, which is a reversal pattern. Additionally, you can see that we had this over here, this engulf to the upside and steeply to the downside, this trap. Okay, this trapped a lot of players. So first we had that long trap and then the short trap. So we had traps. Okay. Additionally, what can we see? We can see that none of these two candles, which formed the second leg of this double bottom, none of these candles could actually close below the body. Both of these candles tried, and I'm giving you one more candle. Even this one, you can see right now, even this one tried to go below. Even this one tried to go below this level, but it could not even go below anymore. Okay, so we had multiple can't close setups. We had a can't close. Then, of course, we are at a 1 hour key level. Even when you go onto the 1 hour time frame itself, you can see that this area over here has been earlier a key level already. Always when price comes to this level, there is some action going on. It's this 0.89650 level around here, psychological number. So it is definitely a good level to look for a trade. Then lastly, what I also found was this. I found that we had a nice demand zone, nice tight demand zone down here. Oops. Yeah, demand zone. Perfect. And I think, let me see, we also could have had, or could have looked at this. We also have within this first 30-minute-ish a nice trend line break. So this could also be that we have a double bottom reversal pattern plus a trend line, or I call it TL break, within the first 30 minutes of the day, which is very lovely, which is very good. So yeah, this was my trade. Took it till right here. I did not expect for this trade, to be honest, to come all the way back up. Let me quickly stop the replay mode. You can see that this trade came all the way back up. That would have been a huge trade. 6 to 1, but I didn't take that, of course. I just went here to the middle band, like 1.8 to 1 trade, because again, it's a major level of support, major level of potential resistance, and I didn't want to play around over there. So that's where I took my profit, and happy for the day. And yeah, let's go. And that's it for the day. I mean, that was the trade. Just one trade today, but very happy. Low risk. Felt very good taking this trade. Lots of confluence according to the playbook, and that's it. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please do leave a like. Please subscribe to the channel if you are interested in more of these day trading recaps. As mentioned, I trade the markets every single day, and I do forex, indices, commodities, whatever there is. And yeah, if you're interested, stick around. I see you tomorrow. Have a great day ahead, and take care of yourself.